Christine, how are you doing? I notice you don't have, we're going to talk about it today, but you don't have a Twitter PFP. You don't have a NFT PFP.
Yes, I just tweeted at the room, so I'm glad that I got back into the room to freaking be able to unmute my mic. I didn't because you remember when I got hacked, right, on Twitter twice?
Yes.
Okay, so that was twice. So then my discouraging thing about this whole thing is like, do I really want to connect my wallet to Twitter when I got hacked twice on Twitter, and it was such a headache to get my account back 2 times. Like, they were even like, oh, you just have to make a new account now because we can't help you. Like, it got that bad. So now I'm like, okay, so you guys are easily hackable. It's just really, I feel unsafe connecting my wallet to Twitter.
Yeah, I got it. And I hadn't even looked at it. Here, I'm going to look at your profile now. Do you even have, no, you don't. Oh yeah, you do. You do have tipping enabled. So you've got some kind of connection to it.
Yeah, to my Venmo.
Oh,
but my Venmo has nothing anyways, so it's like whatever. But for our NFTs, like imagine you connecting your crypto wallet, and I know you're crypto millionaire, so like imagine connecting that to your Voice of DeFi Twitter account. Like, would you feel comfortable?
No, and that's kind of what I want to get into today. So let's say I have a Bored Ape, right? I'm just, we're in fantasy land now. So let's say I have a Bored Ape and I want it as my PFP, but I also want my privacy, to be adhered to. But I'm putting out what my Bored Ape looks like. It's got certain features, it's got characteristics. People could look through and find my Bored Ape through the list on OpenSea or whatever NFT I choose. And then they'd be able to say, well, who owns this? And they'd be able to find my wallet address through this. Now, that may not be as big of a deal. I mean, maybe it is. Christine, you have the christinebarnum.eth address already as your name. So you may just say, okay, cat's out of the bag of what my wallet is. But, for anybody that's trying to like keep under wraps what wallet is their wallet. Now, granted, many people have many, many wallets. But if you have, to me, before I ever do this, before I ever put an NFT as my profile pic, I'll probably, I have a voiceofdefi.eth wallet address, and I'll probably somehow get an, unlinkable to my main wallet's NFT on that account, then try to link it up, because I just don't want my main account linked up to my PFP. Not necessarily for the reason that you gave of hacking, although maybe I should think about that more. It's just more for privacy. I don't want people to be like, oh, he owns this and he owns this and he just sold this. Oh my gosh, why is that going on? So yeah, I've got a few different reasons, and I should probably consider your reason as well for just hacking in. Let's see, Scroop, you've got your hand up. What's up?
I'll say this as politely as possible. No one cares, dude.
That's true.
Literally, like, let's be honest. We're not Steph Curry's. We're not like Post Malone's or nothing. Nobody fucking cares.
I think this gets into probably whenever I have a pimple on my face or something, and I start thinking to myself, do I even look up from the ground, much less into somebody's
Everybody's
face?
looking at me.
Right. So yeah, you're probably correct. You're probably correct in that nobody cares and nobody. But I can say, just from my own interest, I have dealt with other people, found their wallet address, looked on ETHScan, BSC scan, whatever, EtherScan, BSC scan, whatever, and be like, oh cool, they own this much Shiba, or they own this much whatever. And so I could say, just my own curiosity, I've looked, and I know other people look, but in the end, you're right. I never judged. I didn't really. I mean, I couldn't even tell you who I looked into at this point. So some people care, but they probably don't care enough to even form an opinion afterwards. So your point is taken, because I think we all sometimes think we're the main character.
Definitely, and
I
mean that lightheartedly.
I get it.
Trying to make it simple, but I think, like you said, we all get in this like, oh man, who's watching me? Who's doing what? Am I having?
You're watching. Scrupula is always watching.
Shit, Christine.
Always. It's like one of those horror movies where you look in the mirror and then you turn on the light and Screw's behind you. Yeah.
God.
Anything you do on the blockchain, Scrupula is watching.
He knows. That's right. But yeah, I mean, he's right. People probably just don't care. But for those that do, that might be one deterrent from them putting up the NFT as their profile picture. So Scroop, you've got, let's see, I'm going to go into your, supposedly on the Twitter PFPs, it puts it in a hexagon shape, which I haven't looked. But you've actually got, an 8 Kids Club as your PFP already, so you could easily make this switch.
Dre's is a hexagon. You just can't tell because it's so dark, like the background. But Dre did the hexagon.
Yeah, I have it. Let's see. I'll switch my PFP so you can see it a little better.
Yeah, I do, because I'm in yours. But yeah, you're right, because I can't see it.
Yeah, Dre, every time you're talking like on chats, it just looks like a black hexagon because it's so dark.
That's okay. All right, let me see. What do I put?
Put
right.
AKC or your
back. Put my monkey.
For me, unless it's like a massive, like a bake, I really still don't see the point yet of being Twitter verified for your PFP for your NFT.
Yeah, it's just kind of the flex. That's all it is. I mean, why do we buy NFTs? To flex. Why? If you bought a Bored Ape, you're flexing it, right? Like, that's the only thing.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't need to flex my AKC. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I love the project, but like, it's not a Bored Ape. If I had a Bored Ape, I would flex it. And I'm saying, like, other than a Bored Ape, what's the point of having like these hexagons? Like, I don't want my personal information out there.
Well, I think like Dre, right? He has the ape, like these like high value ones. Yeah, it's not Bored Ape value or mutant ape, but it's still high valued. I could see why they'd want to do it and be like, I do own that, and it is kind of a flex. But what's crazy? A few people have already started acting different, having these hexagons and stuff because they're like, I guess their flexes are, and I'm like, I'd hate to see how you guys act with like a check mark.
Oh god, yeah. That's the next step, right?
Seriously.
No, yeah, it definitely. It brings a verification that you do actually own it. Because one thing I do like it for is for the Bored Ape guys, because a lot of people copy their stuff. They make fake Twitters, boost up the likes, and then they run these fake rug pull projects. If all the Bored Ape dudes got on board with it and they all had the freaking hexagon, then these people could stop getting scammed by these fake Bored Apes all over.
But what would stop me from doing the old right click and save, what everyone accuses NFTs of being, putting that saved image on the blockchain, right, as an NFT, and then I could link it to my PFP, and all of a sudden I would have a hexagon with a Bored Ape, and there's nothing that says this is the actual Bored Ape, right?
No, there is.
Oh, yeah, there is.
If you click on my picture,
okay,
and you swipe up, like if you go into my profile, and then you actually click on my picture and swipe up, it has all the details of that NFT, where the collection is, the creator, the description.
I see it. That's great. That's great. I've always been concerned that whenever they were talking about doing this, I thought, but anybody could, spoof that. But that's great. That looks like they found a good solution to that.
Yeah. So that's where also there's, Scroop, like nobody is taking your personal info. I mean, like there's technically, unless you put your personal info on Twitter or on your OpenSea account or on your MetaMask or something like that, there's no way for them to get your personal info.
No, not personal info, but you are you are anonymized on the blockchain, right? You're just a sequence of letters and numbers until somebody can then say, okay, Christine Barnum owns this address, and then all of a sudden you do lose one layer of anonymity by doing.
But she's already verified, so I mean, people know she's somewhat type of. I could probably Google her name and figure out where she is or who she is.
Creepy.
I mean, that's part of being the celebrity lifestyle. Christine's a celeb in here.
She is. Yeah, but coming with, I bet even though she's had good success with the, she's got her check mark, she's got a great following, that sort of thing. Just like any celebrity, or name your Hollywood star, they'd probably like to be able to have some freedoms that Joe Blow has that a celebrity doesn't, and so. Yeah, one of those may be privacy for your wallet address. But anyway, Scroop said it best. No one cares. And that 99.9% of the case is true.
I think it's more the guys that have the thousands of NFTs and wallets worth millions of dollars. Like they want or I don't know the word for it, the, anonymity. I'm pretty sure I've heard that, but they don't want that to be tracked in their transactions and all that stuff. But then it's easy. You transfer it to another wallet, which most of these guys who have Bored Apes and things like that, they already have it in separate wallets. I have like 5 wallets myself. You just transfer it to one wallet, verify it, you're good to go.
Be sure to listen in to all of our weekly shows and follow us on Twitter for updates.